Hi, welcome back. My name is Carson and this is my space where I chat all about knitting. So yeah, today is about socks. I have 10 free sock patterns for you. So if you're into socks, welcome. This should be fun. If you're not into socks, maybe you'll stick around. Maybe you'll be into them after you watch this. Who knows? All these patterns that I'm sharing today are totally free, and I'll link everything below, and I'll put pictures up here of everything I talk about. So yeah, let's just get into it. Yes, my sock mojo is strong. If you've been following along, you might have noticed on my sock journey, I for the longest time would only make one sock, get super bored, stop, and then I had a ton of pairs of just like single socks lying around, which was great. Very practical. I wore them all the time. I still have a lot of single socks, and maybe I'll make friends for those later. But for some strange reason, I've had the sock bug, and I've been knitting two socks, like a pair of socks, and I'm wearing my socks now, and I'm just on a sock high. Honestly, every time I look down at my feet whenever I wear my knitted socks, I smile. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So I think I'll keep knitting on socks unless something crazy happens and my mojo totally switches. Right now, we're into socks, y'all. So yes, I have found 10 free patterns on Ravelry. Yes, so disclaimer, these are all on Ravelry. That's what I like to use personally. But if you're not a fan of Ravelry, or if you don't have one, I will find some other resources and link them below. Because a lot of brands and websites actually have a ton of free sock patterns, like Drops, for instance. So yeah, if you are looking for something different that's not on Ravelry, I might not talk about them in this video, but I'll still like link stuff below for you. So yes, check out the description box for all links. Alrighty, so I have categorized these into 3 different categories: basic, Lacy socks, and Colorwork socks. So first, for basic socks, I'm sharing the sock pattern that I actually use to learn how to make socks with. The very first one I'm sharing today is called I'm So Basic Socks by Summer Lee. If you have never heard of Summer Lee before, she has a ton of really good sock patterns, but I recommend this one in particular, especially if you've never knitted a sock before or if you haven't knitted a ton. For me, it was very important to learn like why I was doing things, because there are pretty basic steps to most socks. Like you'll knit the cuff, you'll knit the leg, and then you get into like the heel turn, the gusset, the foot, the toes. Like I feel like maybe I listed them all off, but those are the basic sock recipes, and there's a lot of different ways you can do any one of those. But this pattern in particular goes through exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it. It's just very, very detailed, and it's for, I believe, people who have never made a sock before. So if you are new to socks and if you are interested in making socks, highly recommend this pattern. Super detailed, totally free. She used some really fun variegated yarn, and she also uses contrasting for the toe, heel, and cuff. And so yeah, I really like her picture that she has. What do you call that? I don't know what I'm looking for. I like the socks that Summer Lee made for this herself. The display picture, I guess. I don't know. They're really nice. So yeah, you can make basic socks look really, really cool. You know, with like different colors. You could add some stripes in there if you wanted to, or you could just knit like one whole plain color. You don't even have to do contrasting. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Now this one is cuff down, and I did add one in here that is toe up later. I have never done a toe up sock before. I know some people like cuff down versus toe up, and some people are the total opposite, so it might be cool for you if you've never done one before to try the cuff down and then try the toe up. I still need to try toe up and like see which one you like better. So yeah, this is a cuff down pattern, and it calls for fingering weight yarn, light fingering weight yarn, and US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. So yeah, this one's a good one. I recommend. Alrighty, moving straight on to the next one. Okay, so this is another just plain basic vanilla sock, but this is called the No Frills Toe Up Socks by Athena Liu. I'll put her name and everything here. So I really love her display picture too. She used some like fun self-striping sock yarn, it looks like, along with contrasting for the toes, heels, and cuffs. And so yeah, I have not knit this pattern myself, but I think I would really like to try it because like I said, this one is toe up instead of cuff down. So it's just another technique you could use instead. And yeah, it calls for fingering weight yarn, and it uses US 1 needles, 2.25 millimeter, and US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. So yes. I recommend looking at this one too. I haven't actually looked at this pattern, like clicked on it and looked at it. So have fun. Not real sure what it entails, but I have seen some people knit this up on Instagram and I've heard it talked about on YouTube, so I'm sure it's a good one. Moving right along. This one I'm actually excited about because I think I'm definitely gonna make this. These are called the Classic Rib Socks by Natasha Hope Simpson. And this, so it's ribs on the word slipped my mind. It's ribbing along the leg. I'm not sure what type of heel this is, but then so you continue the ribbing for the instep, like the top of the foot, it looks like. So yeah, it's like a basic ribbed sock, and I have made one single rib sock, not with this pattern before, with a different pattern. I don't even know what it was, but it was also free. And I really loved the way it fit my foot because it hugged it. And I think rib socks just have a very nice fit. I don't know. That's my opinion. So I definitely need to make some more, like an actual pair. But the reason I like these is because this is worsted weight. It's a worsted weight pattern. So you need worsted weight yarn. And that means it knits up faster, which is nice. So yeah, it's worsted weight. Now I don't know if this is cuffed down, toe up. Didn't look that far into it, but I'm sure if you just looked at the pattern, it will tell you. Oh wait, no, it says classic top-down construction. Yeah. So the reason I want to knit this is because I have always made my sweet Nana socks. Not always, literally, I've made her 2 pairs of socks, but I started making her socks for gifts. Like I made her a pair of socks for Christmas, and I made her another pair of socks for a different holiday that I cannot think about. Like I don't know what holiday that would have been. It was after Christmas. Anyways, I knitted her some socks. I knitted, what is it called? I knitted Ozetta's cam sock, and that is either worsted weight or bulky. I'm not real sure what it actually is, like, but I used 1 strand of worsted weight yarn and 1 strand of mohair together. And this reminds me a lot of Petite Knits Sunday socks, the way they look, because I'm pretty sure those are ribbed too, if I'm not mistaken. And those might not be worsted though, those might be like bulky or Aran weight, but they look very similar. This one's free. And I was thinking about making my Nana the Petite Knit Sunday socks this Christmas, but now I'm looking at these and I'm like, these are free and they look comfy. So yeah, I think these are gonna be on my gift knitting list for sure. I know I recently posted pictures of socks I've been working on, and my Nana has Instagram. She follows me on Instagram, of course. And she commented, or maybe she messaged me after she saw the pictures of my socks, and she was like, I would love to have some of those. And then she also called me and she was talking about them. She's like, I loved your socks. So I know she expects socks for Christmas, and I will make her some. But I like to make her more house socks because her feet get cold inside. And so yeah, that's why I like the worsted weight, and because it doesn't take as long to knit, you know, like I can definitely get 2 done before Christmas easily. And yeah, so they'll be like nice comfy house socks. Anyways, that's my gift knitting plans for my sweet Nana. Okay, so now we have moved on to the lace category. Ooh, these are fun. So I will say most of these socks, because I'm also in like a very fall mood right now, I picked them because a lot of them do remind me of fall. So this one specifically is called Autumn Fires, and it's by La Maison de Saba. Sure, I didn't pronounce that correctly. Oh goodness. Sorry y'all, the sun is coming in and out today, but that's just the reality. I won't be showing you anything physical besides like pictures on the screen, so hopefully when it gets dark, it'll be okay. Because what you need to see will be light on the screen. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with today. Lots of clouds and sun. It should come back out. It should. So thanks for hanging around and sticking with me. Anyways, these are called Autumn Fires. And you know, when I first looked at these, now that I'm looking at them again, I thought they were leaves, like a leaf motif, and it does kind of look like leaves. But now I think it's flames, like a campfire. Interesting. I like it though. Yeah, I think it might be intended to be flames. I don't know, it could be either flames or leaves. I mean, autumn fires make more sense if they're flames. I don't know. Anyways, so it calls for fingering weight yarn, and it uses US 1.5 needles, 2.5 millimeters. So yes, let's see what it says. A recipe for Lacy toe-up socks. So you know there's some good lace in there. Oh, okay, disclaimer. It says, this is not a whole sock pattern, but rather a recipe to be supplemented with your favorite toe and heel. Ah, and it says, this is a recipe for making socks which requires some knowledge on sock construction and your preferred sizing. Okay, so maybe she just gives you a lace pattern and you can input it into your own vanilla sock. So maybe you don't do this one if you're a straight up beginner. Maybe do I always recommend Summerly Knits I'm So Basic sock. But if you've had some experience and if you like this motif, I'm sure it'd be pretty easy to pop it in. So yeah. Just a little disclaimer there. I didn't know that until this very second. We're learning together. Alrighty. The next one is also in the same category of lace. It's called Wish You Were Here by the Kitchen Sink Shop. I really like the lace motif on these. And it is using fingering weight yarn, US 1, 2.25 millimeter needles. Yeah, it just looks very nice, very lacy. The display, I feel like that's not even the word I'm looking for. The product photo, I guess, that is on the Ravelry page. So this very pretty variegated yarn. Just some very simple lace detailing. It looks like just on the instep. Let's see. Yeah, let's see, it has 292 projects on Ravelry, so you can scroll through all the projects and look at what everyone did. That's one of my favorite things to do, is look through Ravelry projects, because you get so much inspiration, and sometimes it'll look so different on one yarn compared to another. Like, for example, this the picture I show here will be a variegated yarn, but like it looks totally different on a solid color yarn, so that's always fun. Looks like a lot of people used variegated yarns. Ooh, some self-striping. Okay. I'll stop now. So yeah, that's a fun one. This one, okay, on to the next one. This one I'm actually doing right now. Well, in real time. I'm not entirely sure when I'll put this video out. It might be after my next podcast. So I might theoretically have these socks done. But in my current time, this past time, I am working on these socks right now. So these are the Cozy Autumn Socks by This Handmade Life. I was actually knitting on them in my knit chat. Like I said, I don't know when this will be coming out, but in a knit chat, I was knitting on these. And this is totally free. You know I love This Handmade Life. I completed her summer flower socks like 2 weeks ago maybe, and I really like those. And yeah, this just feels like autumn. It's worded, the title is a very good title for these, for sure. Her pictures are so cozy. Wow, they're just so nice. So it calls for fingering weight yarn and US 2.25 millimeter needles. If you've never done a lace work chart before, I recommend this one just because it's very easy to memorize. For the summer flowers, oh wow, my stomach just growled. I don't know if y'all heard that. Anyways, I'll be eating some food after this video. On the summer flowers pattern, I had to like really look at that lace work chart whenever I was knitting it. But for this one, I don't know why my brain just kind of memorized it. I think it's because it's a really easy repeat. So yeah, it's easy to memorize. It almost looks like cables. I don't know, I wonder if they're called like faux cables. I don't know. But this one is also, I know for a fact this one is cuff down construction. You could, if you're a toe-up knitter, you could probably like easily translate the lace work to whatever vanilla sock you want to knit, So yeah, I like this one a whole lot. I'm very much in love. Currently, I'm almost on the toes in this current state of reality. Right now, I'm on the toes, so I'm excited to get these done. Alrighty, moving along. The last in our lace category, also from this Handmade Life, and I will say, if you go to this Handmade Life's Ravelry page, she has a ton of amazing patterns, but a lot of them are free. And if you use the advanced feature on Ravelry, I really enjoy going and filtering. Number one, just filtering socks and then filtering free availability. And you can filter a ton of stuff. I don't know if you'll ever mess with that advanced feature, but it's very nice. But you could also filter the designers. You could look up this Handmade Life free sock patterns. And I want to say she has 8 in total. Could be wrong. But so yeah, just go to her page. Just go to her Ravelry page and just explore. Because she has a lot of really good free and paid ones. And honestly, I think her paid ones are usually about $3. So it's not a ton, it's $3. Anyways, I'm rambling. If I haven't talked about this yet. Okay, so this is called the Woodland Walk Socks by This Handmade Life. It uses fingering weight yarn and needle size US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles. So yes, I was actually between this pattern and the Cozy Autumn Socks. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to cast on next, and then I saw someone on Instagram was doing the Cozy Autumn Socks, and I was like, yes, I'll do those instead. So I'm sure these are in my future at some point, but they have this really nice lease, oh my gosh, I just combined 2 words I was trying to say. Leaf lace motif. It has a very nice lace motif. I can't tell if it's down just like the front or if it's down the edge. I think it might be down the side. Looks very nice. And there's, oh my goodness, over 2,000 projects on Ravelry. People must like this pattern. It must be a good one. You better hop on that. So yeah, anyways. I probably will be doing that one very soon. Okay, so now we're on to Colorwork Socks. These are fun. So the very first one I added is called Solatigo. Don't know how to pronounce that, by Mary Jane Mucklestone. And they just look so nice. I love her picture too, that she put her colors she chose. They have a very basic, it looks like colorwork. I'm sure it just repeats like every few stitches. Like little not triangles, diamonds. Looks very nice. And like I said, I really like her colors too that she used. I love the contrasting colors on the heels and the toes. But yeah, this looks super simple. I like it because it's just on the cuff. I guess the leg technically. I'm someone who likes little bits of color work, you know what I'm saying? Like give me a hint and then let me do a solid color for a while. So I think personally this would kind of like cure my color work once. It'd be the perfect amount. Anyways, So it uses fingering weight yarn and US 2.75 millimeter needles. Gosh, that's a hard word to say. And US 3.25 millimeter needles. So yes, it's free. Ooh, it says the color work looks more complex than it actually is, employing only 4 colors and never more than 2 in any round. So I like that. Maybe I have done 3 colors at once before, but 2 colors is very manageable. So I like that, personally. Yeah. Alrighty, on to the next one. Ooh, these next 2 are really fun. Alrighty, so this one's called the October Leaf Sock by Mary Henniger? Don't know, I'll put her spelling up here along with the sock. These look so fun, and they almost look vintage, especially the photo, like her sample that she knit. I love the colors. They're very muted, and like I said, it looks vintage almost. I don't know why. It's not that they look worn, it's just, I don't know, I really like them. They're very muted earth tone colors that she chose. So they have little, looks like autumn leaves on the leg, like just under the cuff, and then some cute little alternating stripes. Yeah, it looks very nice. And then there's also just like a few stripes on the toe too, or like closer to the end. So yeah, I highly suggest looking at this one and then scrolling through all the projects too, because there's some really cool color combinations. It just looks so much fun. I like these. So it uses fingering weight yarn, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles, and US 2.5, 3.0 millimeter needles. So yeah. Let's see if it says anything interesting. So it says, I made these socks as toe up, gusset heel, but the chart can easily be adapted to cuff down. Okay, so this is another one. You could just easily do whatever vanilla sock you like and then slap the colorwork chart on there. You know? Fun stuff. So yeah, these look really fun. I really kind of want to knit these too. I just really like the leaf motif. Okay, people did some really fun colors as well. Last one. Okay, these are very wild almost, but I really like them. Like, I was very surprised when I saw this photo. I was like, I think I might have to make that. And there's only one project on Ravelry so far, but it's called the Squirrely Sock by Erna de Groot. So sorry, I probably said your name very wrong. Guess I'd put everything up here and in the description box below. But it is a colorwork. These are, it looks like all over colorwork. That's intimidating to me, but the outcome is so fun, y'all. It looks like 2 squirrels having tea or coffee. I don't know, it's really fun. And I kind of wish there were more projects so I could like scroll through and see what other colors people have done. But maybe it's up to us. Maybe it's up to us that are watching this right now to make this pattern so we can experiment with all these colors. Anyways. Ooh, the one person who did have a project though, it looks like they just did 2 or 3 colors and it's brown and white. I like that. Wow. So yeah, very, very autumnal, fall, woodsy. So much fun. And I'm sure if you just wanted to knit the squirrels, you could omit all the other color work if you didn't want to do like the color work on the foot. I could see myself omitting that just because I'm, you know, me and color work, I get tired of color work. Just like physically doing it. I really like the outcome. But yeah, these are so fun. And they kind of look a little bit vintagey as well. Not sure why. At least the colors they chose. I don't know. This is fun. So it's fingering weight yarn, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needle. Wow. Okay, so it says this pattern is written for size 40. I wonder if that's a European foot size, but it is easy adapted to other sizes. Okay, so yeah. So disclaimer, not as many sizes, maybe not a beginner pattern. But I think that's what's so fun about socks is once you learn how to like make your basic sock and once you figure out like what construction you like, you can pretty much pop anything on a dang sock, you know? Color work, lace, you know? If you have a lace pattern you like, I don't know. I think it's really fun. So yeah, those are all my free sock patterns I found. I do want to just mention one more. It's not free, but I'm mentioning my next, I say it's my next cast on. I'm almost done with my Cozy Autumn Socks by This Handmade Life. Been talking about those. Let's see where to go. So yeah, I'm obsessed with This Handmade Life. And I saw that she put out on Instagram was it this morning? I don't even know. Like very recently, a new sock pattern, and I've been obsessed with the leaf motif recently, like anything leaf and lacy I've been really into. And she put out her September wood socks. And I snatched it up immediately. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was actually on sale, you know, it was $3 originally, but it was, I want to say it was $2.50 or something, and just automatic coupon applied. I was like, okay. Anyways, $3 makes me happy. $3 to make me super happy. So I will put a picture of them. I'm just mentioning them because I just got the pattern. They are paid for. But, you know, I love This Handmade Life, and I love these socks, the look of them. I think they're really fun because it's not like the lace work goes down the entire foot. It looks like the lace work is just below the cuff. And then you do more ribbing. It looks like it like fades into the ribbing. And then you do a different ribbing on the instep. So it looks very engaging, but also like easy to just get going once you hit the like the foot. Anyways, I'm excited about this. And I also ordered some sock yarn because I have said a few times I really wanted my next cast on to be the Magic Toadstool Socks by Stone Knits. And so I have some Tenderfoot in stash. It's sock yarn that I got from Washington. And I like it. And I have tried to combine it with other sock yarns, and it's just, I don't know what type of wool's in it, if that's what makes it a little bit, it's very sturdy, but it's also very woolly and very rustic compared to like, and it is superwash, but it's, you know, compared to like my superwash merino sock bases, I think it's like a different type of, maybe it's lamb's wool. It's just a little bit more rustic and very sturdy, so like the texture is different between it and other yarns I have, like sock yarns. So I want to make sure it stays together, because I tried to make my poppy socks with it, and I used some of the Colorwork. I used it for some of the Colorwork, but I didn't love the way the texture was different. I don't know, I have weird issues with sensory things sometimes, but it just really bothered me. So I was like, should I just make it with Tenderfoot? Because I do have a few colors. But then I was like, will it be too woolly to have that Colorwork in the cuff? Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's thick anyways, it feels thicker than fingering weight. I don't know. I mean, it's fingering weight yarn. It kind of reminds me of like Patton's Croy. It's just thicker and sturdier, which is good for socks. Like, you want sturdy socks. But I'm also not in a super cold environment anymore. They remind me of hiking socks. So I knit some newborn socks out of that Tenderfoot, and like I will put them on my child to keep his feet warm. But I thought they would soften up more with blocking. I didn't really block them. I just, you know, soaked them in wool wash, laid them out to dry. And they're still pretty rustic. So I was like, I'm really loving like these soft socks I've been making with this merino wool and nylon sock bases. I don't know. So I say this, I don't even know what type of wool is in the sock yarn that I just bought. So I could be saying this and it could be lamb's wool again, just like Tenderfoot. I don't know. If that's the case, I'm just gonna knit them with those. But what I'm trying to say is I placed an order for some Cascade Heritage Solid Colors sock yarn. And I got them in not lots. I mean, I did get a handful though. Maybe like 4 or 5 skeins of just different colors, like reds and coppers and oranges. That honestly might be it, just reds and coppers and oranges. I know I got some neutrals, like kind of a latte color. I don't know. I'm really excited for that to come in. I'm still waiting for it to ship. I think they had to specially order it. Anyways, I'm excited, and I think the reason I'm saying this is because I want to wait until that yarn comes in to attempt to cast on the Magic Toadstool Socks. But I think some of that yarn could also be good for these socks too. Or I could make these September, what are these called? The September wood socks. I do have a few just random skeins of like orange sock yarn that I have. And I could also do it in one solid tenderfoot because that might not be as thick. Because the only time I've ever used tenderfoot for socks, I tried to make some all over Colorwork socks and I just got very bored and stopped, and those were also really warm because it was like 2 colors stranded the entire sock. And then my poppy socks. I don't know. Anyways, this is a ramble about my next sock project, but I do have these in my library. And these could be my next cast-ons. They could be. Or the Magic Toadstool socks. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little... It was a little bit shorter, I feel like, but maybe you got some good inspiration. I feel like I said earlier this might be the fall of socks, and maybe I manifested that by saying it, but truly it has become the fall of socks for me personally. Maybe you feel that way as well, but I know there's lots of really fun sock knit-alongs going on. Like, I'm doing one right now. Let me see what it's called. I can never remember the name. But Earth Tones Girl is hosting it, and it's called the Falling Leaves Sock Cowl 2022. So I am participating in that with all my fall socks. So, you know, maybe if you see any fun, I don't know, knit-alongs or something, maybe this gives you some inspiration for like patterns and stuff. So like I said, I will link everything below that it talks about. I'll also link other resources for free socks just in general, like drops for sure. I'll link that below. Maybe Knitpicks has some, I don't know. I'll look into it, I'll research. So yeah, thanks for joining, fellow sock knitters or future sock knitters, or maybe you're not even a sock knitter, you just wanted to like hang. Thank you, I appreciate it. Anyways, I need to go eat food once again. Every video ends with me proclaiming that I need to go eat, but like I do, my tummy's growling. Anyways, thanks for hanging, and maybe I'll see you next time.